Hello everyone! Have you ever been asked to make a report when you finish traveling? How do you make it? What should be included in the report? Then how to arrange it? Reports made after traveling are called trip reports. This time, our group will help you prepare and better understand how to make a trip report. Before that, let's acquainted with the members of our group. There are Atik, Fatima, Irfan, Mesya, Sadina, and Rahma who will give an explanation about the trip report. No need to linger, let's get into the first topic.
Have you ever gone on a trip and want to share your experience with others? Well, a trip report is a great way to do that. It allows you to reflect on your experiences, share tips and advice, and inspire others to travel. Yes, that's right. We will discuss the topic of trip reports. Before we go on, what is a trip report? A trip report is a document or presentation that details the experiences, observation, and impression of a person during the travel. It can include information about the destination, accommodations, transportation, food, activities, and any other relevant details. But why should you create a trip report? Firstly, a trip report serves as a personal record of your travel experiences. It allows you to reflect on your trip, revisit memories, and keep a log of important information such as flight details, expenses, and itinerary. Moreover, trip report can be incredibly valuable for others who are planning their own travels. Your report can provide insight and tips that can help others plan their trip, avoid common pitfalls, and make the most out of their own experiences. In summary, trip reports are a great way to record and share your travel experiences. They can serve as a personal record as well as a valuable resource for others who are planning their own travels. We will be explaining more detail, so check this out.
Trip reports are a common part of organizational communication. They generally follow the format of a memorandum addressed to one or more members of group of associates. They should include the reason for the trip, what was found, and one or more conclusions. How to trip report? Format of a trip report. Unless you are writing a long format reports, keep the cover and contents page and executive summary. Use a memo format if the document will only be a few pages long, and use a heading that leads that topic of the report, your name, and who's receiving it. Use section how to organize the report, such as trip report, overview, benefit, cost, and summary. Introduction and overview. Start the report with an overview that states facts but doesn't provide support or detail. Let reader know what the trip was, where you were sent, and the expected result. For example, you might write that you went to a trade show in California to meet with important clients, prospect new ones, and check out the competition. You might write that you attended a business workshop to learn new human research practices to help you recruit better employees, reduce turnover, and develop a better benefit package. The body of the report. Describe what happened at the event in terms of your goals for going there. And don't be afraid to tell your supervisor any expectation that feels short. If you don't and he asks later, you might look like your person left this information out of the report. For example, if you went to a trade show and weren't able to meet any promising new clients, you might have solidified relationships with long-time customers. Give specific examples of events relevant to your goals or anything that happened that will benefit your company. rather than listing personal benefits you got from the trip, such as improving your knowledge and a specific software. Discuss how those benefits will help the company. Summarize the highlight of the trip. Use the summaries to recap the highlight of the trip, including your expected benefit, whether or not. The more specific you can be about the benefit of your trip, the easier it is for your superiors to calculate a return on their investment. Attach your expense report. Consider attaching your expense report to the document rather than lighting. Include the total cost of the trip in your document, but save details such as our fare and lodging, meals, tips, parking, and other.
Here are some steps to follow when writing a trip report. 1. Determine the purpose. Identify the purpose of the trip report and the audience it is intended for. Consider what information the readers will be looking for and what they will need to know. 2. Gather information. Collect all relevant information about the trip, including travel documents, receipt, itinerary, and notes. 3. Organize your thoughts. Organize your notes and observation into a coherent structure. 4. Write the introduction. Begin the report with an introduction that provides an overview of the purpose and scope of the trip. 5. Detail the itinerary. Outline the places visited and the activities undertaken during the trip, typically in chronological order. 6. Describes observation. Provide a detailed account of any notable experiences or observation made during the trip. 7. Make recommendations. Offer suggestions for improving future trips or addressing any issues that were encountered during the current trip. 8. Write the conclusion. Summarize the key points covered in the report and provide a final assessment of the success or effectiveness of the report. 9. Edit and proofread. Review the report to ensure that it is well organized, free of errors, and easy to read. 10. Submit and share. Submit the report to the intended audience and share it with anyone who may benefit from the information.
After explaining about trip report, you must be wondering, what does a trip report look like? So, let's take a look at an example of a trip report. This is an example of a trip report about exploring the beauty of Bali. The example is divided into several sections, namely introduction, travel, activities, accommodation, and conclusion. For the first, introduction section, this section describes the time of the trip, the purpose of the trip, and the highlights of the place to be visited. Then, the second is travel section. In this section describes the vehicle will be used during the trip from departure to destination. As in the example explained, that the author went from Bandung to Bali by plane. After arriving at the airport, he used a taxi to the hotel. And he rented a motorcycle to explore Bali. After that, there is the activity section. In this section, describes the activities during the trip. As in the example explained, that the author traveled to several beaches in Bali, visited several temples and cultural sites in Bali. Then, there is the accommodation section. In this section, describes the place used for resting and eating. As in the example describes, in Bali, there are many restaurants, bars, and shops that usually serve tourists. For the last, there is a conclusion section. In this section contains conclusion from the entire trip. In addition, this section usually consists of the hotel statement recommending or not the place that has been visited.
How is the implementation of trip reports in accounting measures? We are from government management accounting majoring in accounting. In the government or in the company must make a trip report if we have done a business trip at the company or official trip in the government because it is our responsibility to the managers. In what context do we have to go on a trip that has to make a trip report? Managers usually order their employees to trip with the aims of improving networking and customer relationship, training objectives such as certification, identifying and attracting prospects for new business opportunities, knowing new business trends, attending company conference or review meetings, imparting training to business associates, customer business travel support, assessing the competition. After carrying out the trip, we must make a trip report which will be reported and submitted to the manager. Then, this is an example of a trip report that is commonly used in accounting.
After explaining the definition of a trip report, how to make a trip report, an explanation of the example, and how to implement it, we come to the end of the video. We hope that the explanation can help you make a trip report easily. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.